I'm using a 3.75 mm crochet hook and a medium weight yarn, and I'm also going to use a mug for measurement purpose. So I'm going to use this 12-ounce mug for measurement purpose, and we are going to work chain stitches which should cover the entire mug from side to side. So basically we are going to work a band which should cover the mug. So let's get started so that it makes more sense. We'll start by working a slip knot, and now we are going to work chain stitches, and here I am going to work a total number of 40 chain stitches. So let's work. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now you can go ahead and work the remaining 30 chain stitches for a total number of 40 chain stitches, and I'll meet you when I've completed working on my 40th chain stitch. So here I've completed working on 40 chain stitches, and at this point I'm going to measure whether these chain stitches are perfect measurement as per my mug. So here is my mug. I'll place the mug over the chains and pull one end of the chain stitches and match it with the other end, and it seems like it is the perfect match. If your chain stitches are a bit longer, then you can decrease the number of chain stitches, and if you think that these are a little shorter, then you can add 2 or 3 chain stitches more. The idea is to match the two ends. And here is the 16-ounce mug just for measurement purpose, and this also fits on the 16-ounce mug. So it is a perfect match. And now moving on, I am going to add 2 more chain stitches. So this is our first chain I'm working on, and this is our second chain. Count back 3 stitches from our hook. So this is 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th chain stitch we are going to work 1 double crochet, and these 3 chains that we just skipped will be considered as our first double crochet. Now I'm working 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the following stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, so now you can go ahead and work 1 double crochet in each of the chain stitch across, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here I've reached at the end of this round, and I have a total of 40 double crochet stitches. I'm again going to measure it around my mug, because it is always a good practice to measure it once you have completed your first round, because at times it does get a little shorter and tighter, and as you can see it has decreased in length, but for me it is fine because I'm going to work a loop around it. So if you have this much difference or half an inch difference, half an inch, 1 inch difference, then also it is fine. Let's measure it with the measuring tape. So you can see it is around 9.5 inches long. So here is our measuring tape, and this is around 9.5 inches long. And also this also completes our first round. Now let's start with our second round. For our next round I'm going to work 3 chain stitches, which will be considered as our first double crochet. So this is 1, 2 and 3. We'll turn our work. We'll work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the following stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the following stitch. So now you can go ahead and repeat this pattern and work 1 double crochet in each of the stitch across, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here I've reached at the end of this round. I'm just left with 1 double crochet stitches more to work. So I'm working 1 double crochet stitch on these 3 chains, on top of these 3 chains. So I'm working 1 double crochet onto the top chain, and here this completes our round 2 with 40 double crochet stitches. Round 3 and round 4 is just a repeat of round 2. So in round 3 you should have a total of 40 double crochet stitches, as well as in round 4 you should have a total of 40 double crochet stitches. So go ahead and work round 3 and round 4, and I'll meet you at the end of round 4. So here I've reached at the end of round 4, and this is how it looks. I'm again going to measure it around my mug just to check if it is the perfect width size for my mug, and it seems like it is. If you want your mug cozy to be a little more wider, then you can just go ahead and keep on repeating round 2 up to your desired width size. For me, this is the perfect size, so I'm not going to work any more rounds. And now I'll be working on a loop around the cozy. For that we'll chain 15. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and our 15th chain stitch. And now we are going to join these chain stitch right under the double crochet from where we started. So here this is the first round of our double crochet. So we'll insert the hook under the chain stitches at the bottom of the double crochet, grab the yarn, pull up a loop. You should have 2 loops now on your hook. Wrap around the yarn and pull through both the loops to form a single crochet. And this completes our loop for the flower. At this point I'll chain 1 and I'll cut off my yarn here. And now pull the yarn through to secure. And this completes the first part of our mug cozy. This is how it looks. Now you can go ahead and weave in these 2 ends of the yarn. And now we'll start working on to our next part, which is our flower. And for that I'm using this yarn. And we'll start by working a slip knot. And now we are going to work 4 chain stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, and our 4th chain stitch. We'll insert our hook into the first chain that we just made. Grab the yarn and pull through both the loops to form a circle. We'll chain 1 and we are going to work single crochet stitches into the center of the circle. So for that we'll insert our hook into the center of the circle, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap around the yarn and pull through both the loops to form our first single crochet. So this is our first single crochet, and now I'm going to work 9 more single crochet stitches into the center of the circle for a total of 10 single crochet stitches. So let's work. This is my second single crochet, working my third single crochet. This is 4, working my 5th single crochet. This is 6th, 7, 8, working my 9th single crochet, and finally working my 10th and the last single crochet. And now we'll join this round by working a slip stitch into this first single crochet stitch. So for that we'll insert the hook into the first single crochet, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, and now we'll pull it through, and this way we have joined our round. You can pull this yarn snug and tight to close the circle, and this completes our round 1. For our next round I'm going to chain 1. So this is my first chain, and now we are going to work 2 single crochet into this first single crochet stitch. So working my first single crochet into the same stitch where we just joined, and working one more single crochet into the same stitch. We'll work 2 single crochet into this next stitch. So working my first single crochet into the next stitch, and working one more single crochet into the same stitch. So basically we are just increasing the round. So we are going to work 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So this is the first single crochet, and one more single crochet into the same stitch. We'll work 2 single crochets again into this next stitch. So this is our first single crochet, and one more single crochet into the same stitch. So now you can go ahead and repeat this pattern and work 2 single crochet in each stitch around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here I've reached at the end of this round with 20 single crochet stitches, and now we'll join this round by working a slip stitch into the first single crochet that we made at the start of our round. So we'll insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through to form a slip stitch and join the round. And this completes our round 2 with 20 single crochet stitches. Now for round 3 we are going to chain 1 again. So I'm working 1 chain here, and we are going to work 1 single crochet into the same stitch. So this is 1 single crochet into the same stitch. We are going to work 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch. So now you can go ahead and work 1 single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 20 single crochet stitches, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here I have completed working on this round, and this is how it looks. And now we are going to join this round by working a slip stitch on top of this first single crochet that we made at the start of our round. So here we'll insert the hook in the first single crochet, grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through to join, and this completes our round 3. At this point I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut off my yarn here, pull through to secure. So this is the center of our flower, and now let's work onto the petals. For the petals I'm going to use this yarn, and we'll start by working a slip knot. And we are going to attach this yarn 2 stitches right before the stitch from where we joined our round 3. So we are going to attach this yarn onto the 18th chain stitch. So here we'll insert the hook into the 18th chain stitch of round 3 like this. Grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through to join. And now for the petals I am going to work puff stitches, and to make a puff stitch we'll chain 1, pull up a tall loop like this, wrap around the yarn, insert the hook into the same stitch where we just joined our yarn. So here in the same stitch, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. We have done this once. We are going to repeat the same 4 more times for a total of 5 times. So let's work again. Wrap around the yarn, insert the hook into the same stitch, grab the yarn, pull up a loop. This is 2. Again, wrap around the yarn, insert the hook into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. This is 3. Again, wrap around the yarn, insert the hook into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. This is 4. And repeating the same for the 5th time. Now this is how it looks. Now to finish off this puff stitch, press the first loop with your index finger on your hook. So the loop which is at the right side of your hook. So here I'm pressing this first loop on my hook and separate the remaining bunch of loops like this. Now wrap around the yarn, and pull through all the remaining bunch of loops like this. Now you should be left with 2 loops on your hook. Wrap around the yarn and pull through both the loops to lock this puff stitch. So if you work a puff stitch in this manner, your puff stitch would always look put together, intact and more fluffy. Now let's work a picot stitch over this puff stitch, and for that I am going to chain 4. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now we'll insert our hook right above the puff stitch and under the chain stitch with which we locked our puff stitch. So here we'll insert the hook under the locking chain or the locking stitch like this. Grab the yarn, pull it up and pull it through. So this way we have worked our picot stitch over our puff stitch, and this completes our first petal as well. Now we are going to repeat the same into this next stitch. So for that we'll wrap around the yarn, insert our hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. We have done this once. We are going to repeat this 4 more times for a total of 5 times. So let's work again. Wrap around the yarn, insert the hook into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. This is 2. Working on to the 3rd time, repeating on the 4th time, and again the 5th time. Now again press the first loop with your index finger, wrap around the yarn and pull through all the remaining bunch of loops. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap around the yarn and pull through both the loops. This is your second puff stitch. Now let's work a picot stitch, working my 4 chains and inserting the hook right above the puff stitch like this. Grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through. So this completes our second petal. Now let's work again into this next stitch. So for that we are going to wrap around the yarn, insert the hook into this next stitch like this. Grab the yarn, pull up a loop. This is 1. Let's do it 4 more times. So this is 2. Repeating the same for the 3rd time. This is 4. And working on the 5th time. Press the first loop with your index finger, wrap around the yarn and pull through all the remaining bunch of loops. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap around the yarn and pull through both the loops. And now again chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Insert the hook on top of the puff stitch like this. Grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through. This completes our 3rd petal. Now in the next stitch we are going to work our 4th petal. So working the first loop in this next stitch, this is the 2nd loop, working on to the 3rd loop, this is 4th and working on the 5th loop. Press the first loop with your index finger, wrap around the yarn and pull through all the remaining bunch of loops. You should be left with 2 loops. Wrap around the yarn and pull through both the loops. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Insert the hook above the puff stitch. Grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through. So this completes our 4th petal, and now you can go ahead and work 1 petal in each of the chain stitch round, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here I've reached at the end of this round, and in total I have worked 20 petals. And now to join this round, we'll insert our hook on top of this first puff stitch. So here on top of this first puff stitch, I'll insert my hook like this. Grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through to join. And this completes our flower. At this point I'll chain 1 and I'm going to cut off my yarn here. And now pull it through to secure. And now I'm going to attach this flower on the right side of our band. So here on the left side we have our 15 chain loop, and we are going to attach this flower onto the right side of the band. So here, and to attach it I'm using this darning needle with the same yarn which we used into the center of the flower. So now let's sew it in. You can go ahead and attach this flower, but just make sure that you are sewing it in only in the third round of the flower and not on the petals. And I'll meet you when I've completed working on it. So here I've attached my flower to the band, and this is how it looks. At this point I'm going to work on the leaf. So for that I'm going to flip over my work like this, and now we'll place the left side of our band where we have our 15 chain loop. So this one we'll pick it up and place it over the right side like this, and we'll turn our work counterclockwise, so towards your left like this. And now we are going to work a leaf from the right side of our 15 chain loop. So we are going to work it from here. And now for the leaf I am working a slip knot with my green color yarn, and we are going to attach this yarn onto our 15 chain loop. So for that we are going to insert our hook into the space in this 15 chain loop. So right here we'll insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through to work a slip stitch, and this way we have just attached our yarn. And now let's work 3 single crochets. So working my first single crochet into the space. So this is the first single crochet, working the second single crochet into the space, and working my third single crochet into the same space, and now working 3 half double crochets into the same chain space. So this is my first half double crochet into the same space, working my second half double crochet into the same space. This is the third half double crochet, and now we are going to work 3 double crochet stitches into the same space. So this is my first double crochet, working my second double crochet, working the third double crochet, and now we'll work 2 treble crochet. For that we'll wrap around the yarn twice on our hook, insert the hook into the same space, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, wrap around the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, wrap around the yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, wrap around the yarn and pull through the remaining 2 loops. So here we are going to work 1 more treble crochet into the same space. So I'm working my second treble crochet here, and now we'll work our third treble crochet. So this is the third treble crochet I'm working, and now on this third treble crochet I'm going to work a picot stitch, and for that we are going to chain 3. So let's work. This is 1, 2, 3, and now we'll insert our hook into the first chain that we just made like this, grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through to join, and this completes our picot stitch. And now again we are going to work 2 treble crochet into the same space. So this is my first treble crochet I'm working on. This is the second treble crochet, and now I'll work 3 double crochet into the same space. So working my first double crochet, working my second double crochet, working the third double crochet, and now we'll work 3 half double crochet into the same space. So this is the first half double crochet, this is the second half double crochet, and working on the third half double crochet. And now we'll work 3 single crochet stitches into the same space. So this is the first single crochet, this is second, and working on the third single crochet. And now we'll work one slip stitch on top of this double crochet, which is right under the chain stitches. So here I'll insert my hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop and pull it through to join. At this point we'll chain one and we'll cut off our yarn here, pull it through to secure, and this completes our leaf here. And now you can just adjust the stitches on the 15 chain stitches so that it lays perfectly, and you can also go ahead and weave in the ends. And this is how our leaf looks like. So this completes our mug cozy here with the leaf facing the right side and the flower as well. I'm placing it over my mug, and this completes our pattern here. I hope you like this pattern, and if you like this pattern then please do consider subscribing to my channel. Like, share, comment, and let me know in the comment section below how your pattern turned out to be. Thank you so much for watching and stay blessed.